And so the ex-Labor Secretary, Robert Reich, I understand he's a professor now, he's warning of the inequalities in the world. And I'm hearing this a lot in Oakland here, where there's a liberal station called KPFA. And the scholars around here, they're talking in terms of, inequality in the 1% and versus 99% and all that. And the bailout was to the banks and the big shots, and we need a bailout. The 99% want a bailout and so forth. And the funny thing is that with all these educational institutions we have, and with so many people going to college, discussions like this shouldn't even come up. People should just say they shouldn't even think about this. And I'm sure that the United States government supports education because it makes governance very easy. You have people who will go out to understand that if you don't produce, you're in collapse. So they're going to work hard. They're going to do what they have to do. They're going to, invest right. They're going to live right, etc. But folks are doing so much funny stuff that you don't know if it's not a waste of time with the education. And so this Labor Secretary to come and go on this bandwagon. You see, it's easy to jump on this thing. 99% poor. Yeah. And you know what? Let me say this right away. People tend to be thinking in terms of the future war is going to be between the poor and the rich, and how they're going to overthrow the government and so on. And you're surprised to see. Look to the Middle East and see what's happening. Assad and taking it, and so far they're not even able to overthrow Assad. And the government's going to win. I'm telling you, man, don't even waste time. I'm not even wasting time going out there fighting the government. The government will win. They're going to use whatever means they're going to win. So I'm not wasting time with that. Okay? Now, so the ex-Labor Secretary is talking about the inequalities. And I was speaking to a woman the other day, and she's saying, oh, your analysis is so simplistic. Well, what else can I say? I said, listen, people talking about, oh, the 1% got all the money and they're poor and all this stuff. You give everybody in the United States here $10 million. I get 10 million. Everybody get 10 million. Guess what's going to happen? Not too long, some people are going to be back on Skid Row. They're poor like hell. Some of them dead because they had money to burn and kill themselves. And some people are going to amass more than that 10 million they had gotten originally. So some people are going to be trillionaires, some are going to be billionaires, because they're going to provide things that the masses want and like. And they can go and buy it in abundance, crack, fast cars, big shot, this and that and whatever, and then they're gonna be broke like you win in the lottery. So, what else can I say? God showed that He gave people talents. He gave people, I can't remember exactly, but He gave one guy one, and He gave others more than 2 and 3. And guess what? When you come back to the guy with one, you say, man, you're a wicked man. You want to get way and so on, all this kind of stuff. And God say, you're wicked. You buried the thing instead of you going to invest it. And the others who had a lot, they went and they doubled theirs. And He took his one and gave it to one of the fellows who had doubled his. And the conclusion was that those that have them get more. Those who don't have them, they even lose what they have. You see? So, how else can you analyze this thing? People are, there's another thing about homelessness. This woman was telling me about. I'm saying, listen, a lot of people are homeless out there. They have mental problems. They want to settle down and take the medication and do what they need to do. They're out there smoking and playing busy. I was living in Canada. When people get the checks at the end of the month, you see taxis be busy. The beer store, back and forth to the beer store. They're partying all night, earning money, down to go on the street begging. And some of these folks out there that poor again, I said, they're smoking up the money. Instead of paying rent, I could live on the street and I could smoke the whole check. And so on. And the 1%, I don't envy them. All I'm saying is that don't block me if I'm coming. Give me a chance so I could come on. And that's another wicked stuff, because some people, when they get it now and they see you trying to get some, let's come to the way to block you. They want you to join them in their folly or to prevent you from getting ahead. You see. So. I think that's the crux of the matter. Fighting this inequality stuff out there is just something ridiculous. Because, the fact is that, we're not all equal, and people have, their own destiny to take care of, and people doing wrong stuff, and you got to tell. You see, it's easier to blame the 1% and to blame the government and everything as opposed to talking to these folks. Because, as I said earlier, there was a guy wearing his pants down, and he's pushing drugs. If I go and I say, bro, why you wearing your pants down, man? This is America. This is a very, very important country. You need to let people respect this place by you operating like if you kind of have some sense. And this place is a big shot place. It's a serious place. It's a dangerous place. They got nukes here and they got big bombers and all that stuff. And you got to be in your right mind to do things, or else you're gonna end up getting trapped. You'd beat me down for that. But so these people, go and tell the masses, why don't you live right? That might be a revolution. That might kill them. See what I'm saying? So they like it. Well, yeah, get us some more money so we could smoke some more. And bailing out the banks and the big shots. I mean, as I said in this illustration, if you give poor folks $10 million, they can end up giving it to the bankers and to the 1%. And they're not going to create no wealth or no jobs or no nothing. They're sending the money to Colombia to get gold, Colombia gold, weed, and crack and cocaine from out there. Not spending money real bad. And I mean, many of these businesses that the government bailed out basically had these same poor people money and other things that would benefit them. So they took care of them and they paid back the money too. And so things didn't collapse. They're creating jobs. They were holding jobs. Now suppose now you say, forget them, let me bail out the poor folks. And guess what? That would be a wrong move. All right? I think it's responsible to, help the bankers and these same people who the government helped, because, I mean, they're creating the jobs. They have the experience in creating wealth and the whole 9 yards. I mean, yeah, there are some people who took the money and did all kind of funny stuff, get themselves raised and all that. But they paid back the money, so who cares what they did? As long as they pay back the money, I don't care what they did. So when these people coming out there and fooling people that they care and talking stupid like this, I mean, they're just setting up people for a serious problem.